Hello, everyone. In the age where news travels more than just fast, really at light speed, Michael Tait released a statement shortly after I published my first video discussing his allegations. Michael posted a confession on his Instagram on June 10th of this year. As I know some of my audience has difficulty with eyesight, and even for me, when I looked at that Instagram photo, it was somewhat hard to see. So I'd like to read his confession in full. Now you can also see the complete statement at CCM Magazine, and the link is in the description below. So here's the statement. Recent reports of my reckless and destructive behavior, including drug and alcohol abuse and sexual activity, are sadly largely true. For some 2 decades, I used and abused cocaine, consumed far too much alcohol, and at times touched men in an unwanted sensual way. I am ashamed of my life choices and actions and make no excuses for them. I will simply call it what God calls it, sin. I don't blame anyone or anything but myself. While I might dispute certain details in the accusations against me, I do not dispute the substance of them. When I abruptly left Newsboys in January, I did so to get help. I was not healthy, physically or spiritually, and was tired of leading a double life. I spent 6 weeks at a treatment center in Utah, receiving help that may have saved my life from ultimate destruction. I have been clean and sober since, though I still have lots of hard work ahead of me. I'm ashamed to admit that for years I have lied and deceived my family, friends, fans, and even misled my bandmates about aspects of my life. I was, for the most part, living 2 distinctly different lives. I was not the same person on stage Sunday night that I was at home on Monday. I was violating everything I was raised to believe by my God-fearing dad and mom about walking with Jesus and grieving the very God I loved and sang about for most of my life. By His grace, I can say that for the past 6 months, I have lived a singular life, one of utter brokenness and total dependence on a loving and merciful God. I have hurt so many people in so many ways, and I will live with that shameful reality the rest of my life. I can only dream and pray for human forgiveness because I certainly don't deserve it. I have even accepted the thought that God may be the only one who ultimately and completely forgives me. Still, I want to say I'm sorry to everyone I have hurt. I am truly sorry. It is my hope and prayer that all those I have hurt will receive healing, mercy, and hope from the merciful healer and hope giver. Even before this recent news became public, I had started on a path to health, healing, and wholeness thanks to a small circle of clinical health professionals, loving family, caring friends, and wise counselors, all of whom saw my brokenness and surrounded me with love, grace, and prayer. Sin is a terrible thing, taking us where we don't want to go, keeping us longer than we want to stay, and costing us more than we want to pay. I accept the consequences of my sin and am committed to continuing the hard work of repentance and healing, work I will do quietly and privately, away from the stage and the spotlight. To the extent of my sinful behavior has caused anyone to lose respect or faith or trust in me, I understand, deserve, and accept that. But it crushes me to think that someone would lose or choose not to pursue faith and trust in Jesus because I have been a horrible representative of Him. For He alone is ultimately the only hope for any of us. King David's prayer of repentance in Psalm 51 has been my prayer this year. Have mercy upon me, O God, according to your loving kindness. Blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly from my iniquity and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is always before me. Create in me a new heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. I, for one, am glad that Michael chose to finally get help. Yes, I'm still upset that he went on for so long from 2004 until January of this year before seeking help. But the fact that he admits his wrong and that he still hasn't lost his faith is pretty huge. Consider all the other recent CCM artists who have completely thrown away their career because of deconstruction and blatantly doing whatever they want to do. Marty Sampson comes to mind, Aaron Gillespie, Kevin Max, just to name a few. Michael Tait shouldn't get a free pass for his wrongs, though. I simply appreciate that he's finally taking the step in the right direction by confessing his sin publicly and getting the help he needs. So keep praying for Michael Tait that he repents 100% and that he doesn't fall back into the same temptation that got him here in the first place.